Welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and I'm a very happy Knicks fan. That's right. Knicks have won 4 in a row. The first time all season, they have won 4 in a row. And they have held their opponent for the third time under 100 points in the last 4 games. The defense has been the story, but there are many stories of this game, so I'm glad you're tuning in. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit that thumbs up button for me, along with dropping your comments. Love the comments. I learned a lot. I learned a lot from you guys from the comments. Let's see. Also, this is the first time the Knicks are above 500 since that incredible Nuggets win. The back-to-back win after Jazz and the Nuggets when they went on that West Coast trip. First time they've been over 500. And only the second time over 500 since, I believe, the 4th game or 5th game of the season. 6th game of the season. Yes. So things are good. Things are interesting. Once the rotation was reduced down to 9 players, and the team just made a concerted effort to play much better defense, look what happened. They start winning. Because scoring points has not been an issue for this Knicks squad this season. Oh, here we go. Knicks won 112-99 tonight. And let me get this back to the beginning here. You just saw the preview of everything. There we go. 112-99. And I'm glad they showed Mitch here, because Mitch won't get as much love for this game as he probably should. He played a very good game, even though he did get into some foul trouble and he ended up fouling out. But in his 19 minutes that he played tonight, hit all 5 of his buckets. Of course, most of them were dunks and putbacks, but that's what we expect from him. But he also hit 2 of his only free throws, and they were big ones. He got 9 rebounds in total, 2 blocks, and 12 points total, but he did foul out. The interesting thing is, here it is. Knicks defense has not allowed 31 points in the last 16 quarters. That shout out to Alder Almo. Interesting stat. I find it interesting because, once you hit 30 points, allow 30 points, 31 points per quarter, it's tough. They haven't done it in 16 quarters. Excellent job. Excellent job. Let's get to the highlights here while we go through this game. So, what's interesting, something happened during this game. 2 things happened. Several things happened. For one, Randle got off to an incredible start. In the first period alone, he scored 17 points. He was 5 of 9 overall, and he hit all 6 of his free throws in that first quarter. Grabbed 4 boards in 10 minutes and 44 seconds. He scored 17 points. So he was off to a tremendous start. RJ only put up 1 bucket in that first quarter, and he hit his 2. He didn't make the bucket. He hit his 2 free throws. The other key player in that first quarter was Jalen Brunson. He actually was starting to have a nice game, but he was fouled very, very hard at one point by Keegan Murray, which should have been a foul call, and it wasn't. And he slammed his back on the floor, and he has been ailing. He's been nursing some injuries, and I even saw he had some black tape on his shoulder. I saw he had some hand issues a while back. A knee problem. What was it? The groin? I can't remember exactly, but the man is just beat up left and right. He's basically, he's a soldier. He's a soldier out there just gutting it through all his injuries. But I was thinking, you know what? In a game when De'Aaron Fox is not starting, this might be the night where you rest Brunson. Let him have that rest. That way, the Knicks don't play again till Wednesday. Let's see if we can survive this game without him. Let IQ and let Deuce run the show. Maybe you can give Rose some burn if we need extra point guard minutes. But we have enough point guard. We also have Quentin Grimes. He can kind of run the floor a little bit. And RJ, which in the end, and that was the other part of the story, RJ ended up basically running the offense in the fourth quarter because not only did Julius Randle pull a Julius Randle, he's having a fantastic game, okay? So first quarter, 17 points. Second quarter, 10 points. So he finishes the half with 27 points. RJ also got 10 points in that second quarter. So he's rolling. He's playing really well. Randle I'm talking about. But in that third quarter, he was starting to struggle. He was 0 for 4, 0 for 3 from the three-point line. He had no points at all. He did pick up three rebounds and 2 assists, but he was starting to labor, which is, typical. Everyone has like a bad quarter here and there. And sometimes there was one game he had like an incredible first quarter, made no points in the second quarter, and then he came out and had a big monster third quarter. I think that was like 3 games ago. So he's kind of like that, and that's fine. The whole burden of the offense doesn't fall on him anymore now that we have Brunson on this team. And we also have RJ. And we also have got Grimes. We've got guys who can score. On this team. But the problem was he got a technical foul. And it was a stupid technical foul. There was nothing to get all crazy about. In fact, when you watch the play, I kind of almost think he was almost the antagonist in that move. So he started bitching and whining to the refs. They teed him once, and then he kept going, threw him out of the game. So the Knicks were up by about 15 at that point. I'm not sure exactly the amount, but they were up, threw him out. Now, Brunson was already laboring. Remember, Brunson was laboring. By this point, Brunson, let's see where he was here. He had scored, in the third quarter, Brunson scored, he had 5 buckets. He was 2 of 3. He was breaking through his injuries. He was muscling through, as you would say. But then he went up, and I think it was actually on the defensive end. He took a bad contest against Davion Mitchell, and Davion Mitchell's his ass landed on Jalen's foot, and you could see him immediately. This is a guy who battled through many injuries and kept staying in the game. And after the minute that happened, he motioned to the bench. He needed to come out, which is really disappointing. Really, there he is here. He was balling. So now, with about 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, was it at that point? Somewhere in the fourth quarter. Early, actually, no. I think this happened about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. So it was at least 10 and a half minutes left of the game. And the Knicks were holding on to a lead, struggling to hold on to a lead. It was like 14 points. And I was getting nervous. I was like, you know what? But then I thought, this might be the best thing that can happen to the remaining players on that court. Now they have to find a way to win on their own without their 2 leaders. And they did it. And RJ actually ended up running the offense for the remainder with, Quickley definitely shared some duties there, and Deuce as well, but mostly it was RJ initiating. And it was definitely a period of time. Actually, it was definitely a period of time where, it might have been towards the end of the third quarter that Brunson got hurt. Here, let me just confirm all that. Oh no, Brunson did play. He played 1 minute and 9 seconds in the fourth quarter. So I was early. They looked great. They looked fine immediately after the injury. But then it was a timeout that was called. And they came back on the court, and they looked like a different team. They looked tight. And in that fourth quarter, Grimes, Quickley, and McBride combined for 2 of 13. 2 of 13. The only one who hit a bucket after Brunson left, consistent, was RJ. He had 2 of 5. Grimes got 1 bucket, and Deuce got 1 bucket. The Knicks only scored 17 points in that fourth quarter, and the Kings scored 19, but they held on with that tight defense. They had already built up enough of a lead, and they pulled this game out. And I think this is a good game. This is a good learning experience. It's a shame that it came at the expense of losing Jalen Brunson we don't know exactly for how long. In fact, let's look here. Well, here we go. RJ's final stats of the night. RJ Barrett tonight, thanks to Knicks Muse, 27 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, shot 43% from the field overall, but he had a couple of 3 steals and 1 block, or even 2 blocks, I believe. Let me confirm that. Yes. Yeah, so he had 5 stocks, 3 steals and 2 blocks, some nice strips, and 6 dimes. Beautiful. He finished 2 of 6 overall from the 3-point line. He had 2 that rattled. They looked good. So I think his shot is starting to come back. It's kind of slowly, but it's starting to come back. So here, in terms of Jalen Brunson, Fred Katz tweeted this out. Jalen Brunson has a sprained ankle, Tom Thibodeau said. I tweeted this out earlier. So I tweeted this out. If you look at the times, remember, I'm on the West Coast. So when Katz tweeted that out, it was 8:58, and it was the post game. At 4:02, so the game started at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So this is around 7:02. This is right after the Keegan hard foul that didn't get called a foul, where Brunson slammed his back on the hardwood. I tweeted this out. Brunson should come out of this game. He's been ailing for several games anyway. After that thud heard round the garden, no need to risk further damage. Well, that's exactly what happened. When someone is already laboring, the propensity to get another injury, I don't know what the stats are, but just memory, it just feels like it doubles at least, if not triples or quadruples, because you're compromising yourself. You're not fully yourself. And he looked hurt after that Keegan foul. Now, he took him a while. He eventually shook it off, and he started playing better, but why risk it? Why risk it with you're such a key asset that he is? What? That's not Tom Thibodeau's way. He played him, and now he's out. And now he has a sprained ankle. Sprained ankles can go either way. You know, it could be a very mild sprained ankle, and even by Wednesday, he could be able to play, or we could miss him on Wednesday. He could miss the game on Friday. Who knows? He can miss anywhere from 1 to 6, 7, 8 games even. Sprained ankles are you never know. I've suffered from one terrible one that was just horrific. Let's look at the stats here. As I told you, Randle ended up with just 27. Well, not just, but 27 points is fabulous. RJ tied him for that on 9 of 20 shooting. Randle finished with 27 points, 8 rebounds, 3 dimes. And Quentin Grimes did not have a good shooting game tonight. It would have been nice if he had. This game, I think, would have been a total blowout if Grimes had been able to connect consistently. But look at Grimes played 42 minutes, RJ 44 minutes. Quentin 1 of 4 from the three-point line. And several of the looks look good. So I'm hoping that he comes out firing. He's got to keep firing. I totally believe in that. Hartenstein came in. He had a decent game. He provided some decent defense in that second unit, and he had to come in early because Mitch was constantly in foul trouble throughout this game. So it's hard to criticize him too much. Sims, 8 minutes, 4 boards, 1 foul. Not much of an impact in general on offensively, but it's his live body out there is always something that really impacts the team defensively. But Deuce McBride, he hit that 1 3-pointer, but then that was it. And I would have loved. He was wide open in that fourth quarter late, and wide open look, just missed it. We need those shots to start going through the net. I don't know what you got to do, bro, but get in there, keep putting up threes, keep shooting threes, because that shot is going to eventually start falling for you. I can feel it, and that'll be fantastic. That's going to change so much for Deuce and for the team if his three-point shot starts dropping. Even if he's just hitting it at like a 38%, which is a nice number. If he's hitting it at that with the tremendous defensive presence that he gives you out there, wow, what a tremendous upgrade. Immanuel Quickley, he started off nice. He started off nicely, but you see he finished 4 of 11, but in that fourth quarter, he was 0 for 4, I believe. Let's see here. Yeah, he was 0 for 4 in that fourth quarter. So you can see there he was 4 of 9. He was 4 of 7. So he was clicking along. And let's see, missed 2 3-pointers. Yeah, that fourth quarter abandoned him. His shooting abandoned him there, and it did hurt. But they held on with the defense, man. Beautiful defense. Let's keep going. Plus minus is pretty easy to see. Look at Brunson. He finished with 18 points, a plus 17. Wow. Hartenstein plus 18. Quickley plus 9. RJ Barrett plus 8. Grimes plus 9. Mitch was a minus 3 by the end of this. A lot of that was the fouling and stuff. Interesting. It's always interesting to look at these numbers, man. Sabonis, he had a decent game, but he wasn't as efficient as... He was incredibly efficient. He just didn't make as much of an impact as the Kings needed. He was definitely efficient. The other thing is here, Herter struggled. 2 of 9 from the three-point line. Finished with 17 points, but on 16 shot attempts. Keegan Murray was hurting RJ. At times, he was hurting him. And at times, RJ was able to strip the ball from him, was able to force him into some bad looks. So it was kind of almost a wash, but there were definitely moments where he got burned. He didn't box out, so we got to see a little more of that. But the rebounding and how he was able to, he got this beautiful steal at one point, just took the ball down and finished all by himself. So that was the kind of game this was. Here we go. So the Knicks shot 44, almost 45% overall, and held the Kings to under 40%. But look from the three-point line. Once again, the Knicks hold a team under their season average. Tonight, it was 25.6%. And mind you, the Kings have an outstanding offense. Outstanding. One of the best in the NBA. Now, they were missing one of they're probably their most important player offensively. But this is a team that was able to make a huge comeback against the Cavs not that long ago. I think it was Friday night. And they won that game on the road. So, this team had some. I was a little worried. I was worried about what's going to happen tonight, and the Knicks took care of it. Especially the points in the paint, 58 to 46. Largest lead was 21. The only time the Kings had a lead was early in the game, 1 point. So this is the kind of game where we savor it, we enjoy it. Definitely some odd things happen. Randle losing his mind, getting thrown out, not understanding the magnitude of the moment, not understanding what true leadership is. You can't get yourself thrown out of a game like this when you're trying to win that 4th win in a row, especially if you're trying to win at home where we haven't been that productive at home. So I'm hoping that this was just a brain fart for him, because I was starting to get encouraged by what I was seeing from him, especially even during this game. But at the same time, I'm just braced. I'm constantly waiting for him to do something like this, and then it happens. And it's sad that it came on a game where he was just killing it in that first half. The Knicks are now 14-13. Like I said, the first time over 500 since the Denver Nuggets game. They are tied with Atlanta and Indiana right now for 6th. That's right. The Knicks are now tied with Atlanta and Indiana for 6th. Outstanding. This is hilarious. I find this hilarious that the team has turned it around like this. But again, we're catching breaks. No LaMelo Ball. No De'Aaron Fox. There's plenty of times that we've gone in there and not had to face their best team, their best player. We go to Atlanta. DeJounte Murray gets hurt. Thank you, RJ. And then he's gone from the game. So we have definitely caught some lucky breaks. However, this is just the way it is. You can whine and complain about that, but every team has to face these teams. The other night, the Cavs faced the Kings without De'Aaron Fox, right? But they lost. Kings beat them. So it's like what goes around comes around. It's just the way it is. So we just got to keep going, keep playing this tenacious defense that they're playing right now, keep Deuce in the rotation. That Deuce IQ combination, and then with some Grimes minutes in there, it's pretty tough. They wreak havoc on offensive players on the perimeter. They force them to drive more than they want to, and then they're driving into the block nest monster. So this is becoming a nice formula. It's reminding me of the team of 2020-21. That's right, but with a better offense. A much better offense. An offense where Randle doesn't take 6, 7, 8 dribbles. He takes 2 dribbles and then engages. His decision making has been outstanding in terms of making them quickly. And making them quickly has been outstanding. Not Immanuel Quickley. We always got to worry about that when we talk about our Knicks. He's making quicker decisions, and when he makes the decision, he's following through on it. And man, the guy, when he's downhill, when he gets in motion, I noticed that the Knicks are running some double screens out wide and then clearing out to get Randle in motion, to get him up to speed. So he's approaching the basket in motion as opposed to getting a dunk thrown down to him in the post, and now he's got to try to work and try to create and then turn around. No, he's already catching the ball around screens and running almost like the reverse of what RJ does. RJ takes that as a pistol and he spins back into the court. Randle goes down towards the baseline. So I'm loving that new wrinkle that they've thrown in there. Just got to keep this going. Stay locked in. I believe that one of the main reasons why Randle has been playing better in general, I know he said, I've been getting more sleep and all that. And then, he called that team players meeting. But remember, he was going through a very bad stretch for a while. And when the team was losing, there was one guy who was stepping up and taking ownership of what was wrong with the team. And his name was Jalen Brunson, which is the big difference that we have this season. Jalen Brunson's leadership and willingness to own if the team is not playing well has taken the burden off Randle. And I think Randle is now much more relaxed. I made this comment in this halftime call where it's kind of like when you have a racehorse that's a little bit wild, a little bit unpredictable. His temperament's a little too amped up. He needs a side pony to help him calm him down. Or sometimes they put a goat. Was it in I think in the movie Seabiscuit, where they put the goat next to Seabiscuit, and he loved it. It chilled him out. Brunson is Randle's goat. Brunson is New York Knicks GOAT at the moment. He is really calming this whole squad down, which is why Thibs should have protected him and taken him out earlier. All right, thank you guys for watching this. My name is George. I'm into the Knicks-Verse. Please subscribe if you haven't yet and turn on the notification bell so you know when I drop videos or go live. Hit the thumbs up button. Drop your comments. Definitely want to hear your feelings about this 4-game winning streak, and now the Knicks are 1 game over 500 for the first time in about a month. All right, thank you for watching this, and I will see you around the Knicks-Verse.